At 6, the head of Wisconsin's National Guard resigned today following an investigation into sexual misconduct and harassment. In the month of December, Bremen Merrill Ford matched the donations made to the Merrill Community Homeless Center. Right now, attorneys for Brandon Dassey are asking Governor Tony Evers for either a pardon or a commutation of his life sentence. At 6, homeless people trying to sleep somewhere warm could soon be getting fined in the city of Wausau. Here's what we know right now. One person is dead and 2 others are hurt. Melissa, the teenager, disappeared more than 2 weeks ago. On the same night, her parents were found murdered inside their home. Melissa, there she is, the suspect, Josie Romero, pacing back and forth on the sidewalk, talking on the phone, seemingly without a care in the world, observing everything that's going on, as witnesses give police a play-by-play of the moments just before the hit and run happened. A crash that landed Molly Vuig in a medically induced coma. It is just starting to sink in for Brewers fans. Christian Yelich out for the rest of the season.
You're in business here the next couple of days.
Did you forget to put a 1 or a 2 in front of those numbers, Tony?
No, that's the real deal, Phil.
All right, have to wear the long john said. Happy ending. Well, tonight we're hearing disturbing new details about a child sex assault case in Marathon County. All of this gear I have on weighs close to 60 pounds, but it's something that weighs only a couple of ounces that could help these firefighters in the next fire. And I can't think of a better venue. We're here at the historic Grant Theater in downtown Wausau. We're here. It's the holiday concert event of the season. It's called A Very Joe E. Christmas. Tony said it's going to be great tomorrow.
And the next day. So it would be perfect to call in sick or something like that.
Don't get any ideas, Liz.
I'm going to walk over with both of you because my microphone is...
Come on over here, Mike. Come on over here. Speak into my lapel.
We did have a beautiful day today, Phil.
A new $2 million gift from a local insurance agency means Christmas has come early. Melissa, it is a raucous crowd here for the Trump rally. The push is on until the midterm election day. We're only 13 days away. President Donald Trump has been barnstorming across the country, showing his support for Republican candidates. Tonight, it's the senatorial candidate, Leah Vukmir, and also the incumbent governor, Scott Walker. Yeah, Melissa, state health officials say 6 people have died, nearly 40 have been hospitalized from the flu since September. Right now, there's a new scam going around, faking jury duty fines. According to the La Crosse County Sheriff's Office, scammers are using deputies' names to intimidate people, claiming they'll get fined for skipping jury duty. Now follow me on this. You can see the man stumbling around, then he crawls over a fence into a crocodile pool. He struggles with one of the crocs, the animal, not the shoe, leaving his clothes and a single croc, the shoe, not the animal, behind. The man then manages to climb up a zip-line platform to safety. Police say the man was bitten in the foot and he was, quote, probably high on something. As for the 12-foot-long crocodiles, they're doing just fine. Well, it wasn't a masterpiece at Lambeau Field, more like a paint by numbers, but the Packers managed to beat the Redskins yesterday 20-15. Wow, he's going to need a new Jeep, too. Here's something you don't see every day, as if that wasn't enough. You're out playing volleyball, and a young buck forces his way onto the court. No, ladies, not that type of young buck.
Oh
I know what you're probably thinking. Steve Keighton was playing at Virginia Tech this week when this frisky young deer decided to join in. He shared the video on Facebook, writing, "Thought we finally found a replacement on the volleyball team. But alas, this young buck apparently has been watching too much of the World Cup." Wow. It's a Central Wisconsin winter tradition, outdoor ice skating. And around the Wausau area, you have more than a few locations to choose from. So let me and photojournalist Curtis Aderholt take you on a quick tour. Oh, this is a nice sheet. Very nice. The frozen fog hasn't helped the ice that much. It's a little soft, but it's firm, and it's very level. This is a nice sheet of outdoor ice. Beautiful. It's getting harder and harder to put these things on. We have made our way to Kennedy Park in Weston. Another pretty nice sheet of ice. I could be out here all day on this ice. This is fantastic. Ooh. Whoa. I don't want to fall. I grew up in New York. We'd skate in a sump where there'd be shopping carts and old tires that would stick up out of the ice, so this is like Madison Square Garden for me. Dirt and ice do not mix. You don't have to be too tight. It's a mistake a lot of people make. All right. Here we go. It's the centerpiece of downtown Wausau, the 400 block. This ice is not really that bad. Not bad at all. The Oshkosh school resource officer who was stabbed last week is back at home with his family tonight. Officer Michael Wissink was greeted by his dog. Investigators say Wissink shot a 16-year-old student who attacked him. The teen survived and is now being held on an attempted homicide charge. Prosecutors filed charges against the teenager. They say pointed a pellet gun at other students and officers in Waukesha, leading police to shoot him. 18-year-old Tyrone Smith faces 4 counts. 1 is for recklessly endangering safety. According to the criminal complaint, Smith told investigators he was tired of being picked on and he wanted to scare students who were harassing him. Authorities say Smith pointed the pellet gun at officers and one officer shot that teen. In Rice Lake, a child is dead after going missing from her home last night. Police say they were called to the home after her parents found their front door open and the 2-year-old missing. A search party was quickly organized, and about an hour and a half later, an officer using thermal imaging found the girl unresponsive in a river just 2 blocks from her home. She was rushed to the hospital but did not survive. In this age of rapidly evolving technology, everybody is looking for an edge. The Central Wisconsin Fire Department is using a new device that's giving them a unique perspective on saving lives.
Watch behind you, guys.
It's one of the most dangerous professions in the world.
The adrenaline is going. It's very eye-opening, I think, for some of the newer people.
Captain Adam Grahn is referring to the Mosinee Fire Department's use of the latest technology, heat-resistant helmet cameras.
There's a lot of different uses for the helmet camera. One of the biggest things I feel is for kind of just documenting a scene and seeing how we operate.
Looking at these films, I can kind of learn from what other people do, so I can put it into when I go on a fire scene, so I feel more confident with what I do.
You're able to see things more clearly.
What many people know about firefighting is what they see on TV or in the movies.
It's like organized confusion.
But Hollywood's portrayal is usually not an accurate representation.
I think they have this preconceived notion by watching some of these shows on TV and how things happen on TV shows, and it's so much different than that in real life. There's so many different variables, things that are happening.
If they were able to see some of that stuff, it would kind of enlighten a lot of people.
And it's that video they capture on their helmet cam that can be reviewed later.
You can use that to kind of make a better game plan for the future. It's kind of like a football player watching film.
I could have totally forgot about it or never even remembered it, and then, you know, it could be another safety hazard on the next fire I go on or anything like that, and it's the small stuff that you don't realize that actually could make a big difference.
Things happen so quickly, sometimes you may not remember exactly what order something happened at a call.
Alerting Mosinee for an ambulance. Mosinee, here requested at
When the call comes into the firehouse, it's time for the guys to gear up. All of this gear I have on weighs close to 60 pounds, but it's something that weighs only a couple of ounces that could help these firefighters in the next fire. Show me exactly how this camera works, how easy it is to use.
So it's actually very easy. There's one button on the top. Quick push. That's all.
And that's it?
Yep. It turns on. It'll automatically start to record. When we're ready to turn it off, push it again. It'll turn right off.
As a department as a whole, we can review the entire fire scene, so see what we did wrong, see what we could do better.
Using this camera, we can see what types of things are changing and how we can better attack a fire.